Hi, it is iYikkam time again. So lately, many Wing Chuners have messaged me asking me why do I say internal is a trap, Chi Sau is a trap, Chi power is a trap. Why do I think so? What is my reason to say so? Well, if we look at things in a scientific and systematic way, we don't need to think. We can really clearly see what is going on. All this trap and misunderstanding, we can actually know the root cause. Okay? So today I'd like to share with you once for all, why is this past 160 years or in the Chinese traditional martial art for past 100 years, many of things go wild, get into a misleading trap, which is not going to get anything out of it, but is trapped within a delusions or fantasy. Okay? So let me share with you this educational platform system, and here once for all you know what it is, you can solve your issue. It's got nothing to do with me. It is just we have a system which we can analyze things, we can check ourselves, okay, and only that way we be able to progress and really learn something. Okay, now disregard of any type of the Chinese martial arts system, today we can actually systematically categorize it into different components. Okay, so that is where the 613.3 come into play. Now, disregard of what type of martial art, the Chinese martial art, number one we know is this: in order to communicate or to react or to respond to the world, this physical world, we need to go into the momentum level. Momentum level. Say we're going to fight somebody. Because we are physical beings, it is an exchange of momentum. How to handle this momentum? Okay? So momentum handling is the key, core, and the soul of martial arts. Everything has to come down to bottom line of momentum handling or momentum manipulations. Okay? That's number one. And momentum need to be supported by power or force or strength. Okay? So different type of momentum need to support by different type of power or force or strength. And force and strength is just a support element for the momentum, so that momentum can be played, can be manipulated. Okay? So that is the importance of the strength. But be careful. Strength is not the ultimate or the bottom line. Momentum is the bottom line. Strength is not the bottom line. Because the play is in the momentum play. Okay? This is a physical world. Okay? Now, because we need the handling of the force or the development of the force or the generate of the force or to handle of the force, we need mechanics. Mechanics. It's for example like a lever system, okay, or even a door, a hinge, a door, right? A door if we open and close the door, it needs some kinds of mechanics there, mechanical mechanics there, in order for it to handle the force. Okay? And then, in order to be able to handle or implement those mechanics or realize these mechanics, one needs a physical object or element to handle the mechanics. So as we can see here, okay, first you need a certain type of momentum, and then that certain type of momentum need the force to support it. Otherwise you cannot have a momentum. And in order to have this type of force, you have to have some kind of mechanics in order to implement or to realize or to support the creations or the existence of the force. And in order to implement or realize this mechanics, one needs a physical, like the physical body, to do the job. Okay? Now, that is what needed in, if we analyze Chinese martial art, it's just only this four things. Okay? And if you look at it closely, the first two, the momentum and the force or the strength or the use of the strength, they are the last two elements of the six core element. Okay? As for the mechanics and the physical body or physical element needed, that is the first four elements of the six core element. So that is how the six core element line up with this four element or four core of the Chinese martial arts. Okay? So the momentum and the force handling is, as the Chinese call it, the applications of the art. As for the mechanics part, the body conditioning, physical body conditioning, or the first four core element of the six core element, that is called the body of the art. So you have the body of the art supporting the application of the art. So you have the physical body development or conditioning, the mechanics, which is the body of the art, supporting the force or strength and the momentum. And ultimately it is momentum. It is a momentum play. Okay, so I hope that you can see how does the reality of the four core of the fighting, which is fit into the six core element. Okay, so that's what it is. Now, this is a basic. This is a basic. When one develop the skill for fighting or the martial art skill, what happens is we have four level. The first is basic training. That means one need to know it is about momentum. One need to have the force to handle this momentum. One need to have the mechanic to support the force development and force handling, the generations, and one need to have the physical body condition in order to handle the mechanics, the mechanics. Okay, and that is the six core element, and that is the application of the art and the body of the art. if you write a note for what I'm shared with you just now, just write a note, you can see clearly what it is. Okay? So the first level of martial art training need to learn all of this. Okay? You need to learn all of this. The second level is when one get good at all of this, one start to have a attainment and realization. They realize, oh, momentum. If I run fast, I cannot turn 90 degrees. If I turn 90 degree, I want to turn 90 degrees, I have to be able to handle of how my momentum, the initial of my momentum, and how the timing. That's called realizations. And then one can attain a certain way of handling the force, or handling, in today's word, handling the action and reaction force. Because by Newton's law, in the whole physical world, it's only boiled down to action and reaction for how do you handle it. Can your body handle it? Can your hand handle it? Can your chest handle it? Can your butt handle it? All this is called attainment. So this is the second level. Okay, so one have the realizations and attainment. And some have a deeper realization and attainment, some have less deep. That is individual, depend on how one train and how much one train and what is how is the teacher teach, and so forth, so forth. And then after one achieve these two level, accomplish these two level, then one get to the third level, which is the refinement. So what is one refine? One is testing one's momentum versus the opponent, different type of momentum. And one refine one's momentum handling, force handling, mechanic handling, and the physical body. That's the refinement. Okay? And refinement can be endless for the whole lifetime. Practically that's what it is. And refinement means sometimes one might even have to go look at the basic, or look at the realization and attainment and see is there a hole in that, or one need to improve it, and then come back with the refinement stage. That's what it is. The martial artists do, keeping refine it. Okay, and because human age too, so with the aging, the body change and so forth, so there's all kinds of refinement, and one meet different kinds of opponents. Say the guy who do wrestling, the guy who do kicks, and so forth, so forth. Okay, so one refine it. The fourth level is the mastery. So if one really keep working on it and keeping experiment with it, then one be able to become expert. So I would say instead of calling it the mastery level, the fourth level, call it an expert. What area are you expert in? And certainly different people have different area expertise. Okay? So in the development of the skill or the kung fu of the martial arts, one go through this four level. Okay? So hopefully this is really clear for you. And this is what it is. Okay? It have nothing else out there. Okay? So everything is boiled down to this system. We know it now today. We can pinpoint things. Okay? Now, why is it techniques, the internal art, the mind power, the chi power, all this in the past 160 years and 100 years in China get so screwed up until today become a death trap and misleading? Why is it? Let's go through one by one. Number one can see really clearly. Say, for example, we take techniques. So before we talk about techniques, we like to review on Wing Chun. Wing Chun supposed to be expert in sticking body short track type of momentum, meaning get close and it is playing in this range. It is expert in the momentum handling in that range. That is Wing Chun momentum. That's why it said long coming, short receive, close in. Okay, so there's a momentum type. So any expert in Wing Chun will be good at this range because that is the characteristic of the momentum of the Wing Chun. Okay, now and due to Wing Chun have those type of close in characteristics, the force, the power type is an implode type. Implode type meaning the body move in, implode type. It is not an explode type, meaning it is not a pushing out type. Now you can watch my other YouTube on this thing. It's an implode type, meaning that the force coming in while I am contracting, I generate power. It's not like while I am exploding or expanding, I generate power. So implode, take it in a simple way, is when I'm retracting, I generate power instead of when I'm expanding or extending, I generate power. Okay, so it's implode type. And with the implode type, one needs the mechanical advantage, which is retracting the arm. Those are mechanics. And one needs the twirl mechanics. And one needs to be able to play with the action and reaction force, because this is so close already, and one needs to handle the action reaction force in a very flexible way. Okay, so there's the mechanics. Going down, the body has to be able to support the implementations of these mechanics or realization of these mechanics, or be able to perform these mechanics. That is what one needs to have, the very good handling, flexible body, or the 7-ball handling. And that is what usually people call it rattan body or willow body, those type of stuff. Okay, so Wing Chun like this. So anybody is good in Wing Chun. We are not talking about #1 fighter, who is the best fighter. We don't talk about that. We talk about people who is good in Wing Chun. It's like who good in badminton, know how to play badminton. They play here. And they are using the implode type of power. And they are using the retract type of mechanics, twirl mechanics and force, play with the action reaction force. And they have a very flexible body of their all 7 balls. That's Wing Chun. Okay? Now, look at Wing Chun in techniques. Why is there a death trap studying techniques? When one have no idea on this momentum force, the force type or power type, mechanics, and the body conditioning of Wing Chun, one keeping studying, say for example, somebody say it is Tan, Bong, and Tan, Bong, Fook. That techniques itself doesn't mean anything without this momentum, force type, mechanics, and the body conditioning or development. So one can do this. Example, Tan, Bong. Or if you don't like this file, you say this is Tan, this is Bong. Okay? Still, there is no Wing Chun. Why? Because Wing Chun is close body retract. Wing Chun is close body, the arm retract using the implode type of force. Okay? If you look at this, this is actually not closed body. This is actually using the explode type of force, which is pushing the opponent away. This is pushing an opponent away. Okay? And Wing Chun's motto is like, go to the center line, don't chase hand. But one is chasing hand here. Try to perform, this is Tan Sao and Bong Sao, that is chasing hand. And the body, doing this type of training, is not be able to enter or to close in. So, this is to show why is it practice techniques. It's not going to go anywhere if one do not know the momentum, the force handling, the mechanics, and the body conditioning. The same explicitly, it might look like a Tan Sao in an untrained eyes, but it is thousands of miles far away. Okay? So techniques cannot override the momentum. Okay? Techniques cannot override the power type. Techniques cannot override the mechanics. Techniques cannot override the body conditioning. So one can play all these sets 1-1s, still go nowhere. Okay? The second thing, why is Chi Sau is a death trap? Same thing. Chi Sau is meaningless and actually develop bad habit when it missing the momentum. What type of momentum do you want? What type of force you are using? What type of mechanics? What type of body? One can keep doing Chi Sau this way, but it is completely out of reality, because reality, number one reality is the handling of momentum. That's martial arts. Be it one face a boxer, a BJJ, a karate kyokushin, or a Thai boxer, it is momentum play. One can do the Chi Sau and all kinds of techniques, but one have never trained how to handle the momentum. And in order to handle momentum, one needs footwork to move the body. Okay? So that's why Chi Sau is a dead trap. That's why this techniques, learning techniques, is a dead trap. Now, when people do not know this bottom line of martial arts, don't know the momentum, don't know the force handling and the force type, don't know the mechanics, don't know the body conditioning of Wing Chun, guess what? They look outside the propaganda and marketing of the internal art. And I'm not saying that all internal art is bad or no skill, but most of the thing you can see the movie in the public. Okay? People look at that, they say, oh yeah, I want to have this magic power called Jin. So they go adapt anything about this Jin and so forth. Guess what? You can have all your Jin. It still do not replace momentum handling. All your those type of force using in push hand and all standing pose do not be able to override and cannot be override the momentum handling. So one can do push hand all the life one wants, but when get into the Muay Thai competitions or the MMA, there's nothing one can do. Because one never faced the reality of momentum. So what do you expect? You never train that way. Okay? Same with mind power. What is mind power got to do with momentum? One can keep standing there aligned whatever hell they want in their body. But if one doesn't know the momentum, what is one doing? First, one do not know Wing Chun, which is Wing Chun momentum is clearly defined. Sticking body, short strike. The second, one do not know the real world is about momentum. There's no such body in the 1,000 years of Chinese martial art where you stand there and use your mind power or align your spine. You can fight. If that is possible, General Chi Sau of 1560 do not have to reform the whole thing, because they get the Chinese army get beat the heck out by the Japanese pirate. So if we talk about all the chi and mind power stuff, look at it clearly, 1560. Why is General Chi Sau have to straighten the whole thing out? Why is General Chi Sau is called then to become the trainer of the Imperial Guard in Beijing? Okay? So we need to understand, the Chinese didn't say this, but for past 100 years and with all the movie, all the fiction, all the story, it created this monster. It's eating the whole Wing Chun and alive actually. Okay? And it is this clear. If we track from Chi Sau, General Chi Sau down all the writing from the real guy, okay, not some kind of villager and people say, oh yeah, that guy is a king of Kung Fu, that guy is this. You look around the Chinese story. There's a program in China TV is saying that there's too many stories getting created. I didn't say that, it's in China TV. They say that, okay? The founder cannot be identified, cannot be tracked, and a lot of things just story. An empty story. It's in Chinese TV. Okay? So, this is what happened. Try to thinking using mind power, align your body to override momentum. It's going to fall flat because we don't even know. If we do that, we don't even know what we are facing. Same thing, go do those push hand and something like without touching, push hand, flying people out. Like in the YouTube, oh, fly like that. Well, why don't they go to MMA and see? Okay? Same thing is all this Chi Sau stuff. That's why the MMA guys say, what are you guys doing with this Chi Sau stuff? Are they right? Yes, you have to give them credit. Why? Because they were trained with momentum base. And this Chi Sau is, heaven knows what it is about. In movie, it looks good. Okay? Also the techniques. People asking why is your when you fight you don't use Wing Chun? Because I didn't see you use Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Fok Sao, all kind of Sao. If you fight, you use Wing Chun, you don't see those Sao, you go in this way, this range, that's Wing Chun. Because it is saying it is a sticking body short strike. Okay? Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Fok Sao, Pei Zhang, all this is only for receiving. And in the real dynamic situation, who cares for what it is? One needs to receive and get in. And receive meaning one have to use the inflow type of power generations and the mechanics. Okay? So it is this simple. Okay? I don't talk about who is the best fighter, who is the most authentic Wing Chun, which lineage. I care less of those. What I concern is about education. If we are not that clear, if we are not this clear on what we are doing, what are we doing? You want to expect somebody doing Chi Sau who have no idea what is momentum handling? to be someday wake up become a super fighter? You want to be expect somebody who use internal Jin or mind power or keeping practice Julim Tao for 1 hour to voila sometimes be able to handle all this momentum? It doesn't totally make sense. It doesn't make sense completely. So it is, I want to tell you the story which I tell before. One of the students, in my understanding, what I heard is one of the students of the Grandmaster Nan Huaijing, which is one of the top a scholar of the Chinese culture in the Qi and Buddhism, Taoism, tell his student, when his student say, the Westerner doesn't buy what I'm talking about. And Nan Huaijing said, what are you telling them? And after Nan Huaijing find out, Nan Huaijing told them, the Westerner is right. You are the guy who don't understand what is the ancient Chinese say. Are we keeping doing this kind of stuff? And right now Wing Chun is become an international art. Everybody own it because this is from our ancestor. Okay? And it is only this way, with this education and clear, we can get into university, maybe even Olympics some days. Okay? If boxing can go to Olympic, judo can go to Olympic, why not Wing Chun? Right? And also, you talk about the Chi Sau. Is there anything wrong with Chi? No, nothing wrong with Chi. Chi is about when one handles the action and reaction force, how to optimize the body handling. And when one deals with the momentum, one to optimize one's, in today's words, to handle of one breathing or the body's performance. That's Chi. Nothing magic. So a strong guy have a healthy body and a very healthy Chi flow, circulation, so forth. For the Jin, is there anything wrong with it? Nothing wrong with it. When you want to play with action, reaction, force, you know what to do with it. There's the practice of Jin, how to handle the action, reaction, force in a certain way, whether it is an explode type or input type. Nothing wrong with it. Align the body, is there anything wrong with it? Nothing wrong with it. When one, just in the beginning level, try to understand one's 7 balls. One align here and there in the static before one get into the dynamic. There's nothing wrong with it. The issue is one took the small pieces, one do not know where is it in the map, and try to use that. Oh, align body, like try to override everything in the world. Or Chi, try to override everything in the world. Or Jin had to override everything in the world. You see, I can do push hand. And by the way, the push hand from the Tai Chi is actually an explode type of stuff. It's not the import type of thing. That's what you usually, quote unquote general Tai Chi, like the young Tai Chi, big frame and so forth. And you see it. Okay? To be specific that way. We know that, right? Using the legs to force and so forth. Same thing with using the structure to brace, or using the solids called rooting and those kind of things. Those are explode type of stuff, as I show in the past YouTube. Okay. So the bottom line for today is, if we know the 4 basic core of the fighting or the martial arts, the momentum, the force handling, the mechanics, and the body conditions, we have a basic, and we know the level, the beginning level. One need to learn all of this, and then one need to keeping practice until one be able to realize and attain, and then keep practice using what one have to refine versus different type of momentum and become an expert. It's just simple. It's no different than learning, studying mathematics or engineering, or even making hamburger. Okay? But if, like making hamburger, if we mistaken tomato sauce as everything, then we got problem. So this is to share with you today. And the reason why I wrote that 2 textbooks, the beginning Wing Chun and basic ancient Wing Chun art and science, is to actually systematically and clearly and detailedly tell what is going on there in terms of Wing Chun and in the Chinese martial arts, so that it can cover this momentum, force handling or force type or force generations, mechanics, and the body conditioning. So one know what kind of art one practice, one know what is one doing, which level one is at. It's this simple. Let's not waste a whole lifetime guessing and dreaming someday. We don't need that. 6 months, 1 semester, if one go through it in the educational way, when one look back, one can see what's going on. For example, even those guys who get the book, the 2 book, join the book club and doing the problem sets. So this is an analogy like when one learn how to drive, it's like the written test. Once one go through that, one know what driving is about. And then one get a teacher to train one how to drive. That's simple. Anybody can go driving. And driving is dealing with 60, 70 miles per hour of speed. A slight wrong can crush, but hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, billions of people can drive. So why not Wing Chun? Make it this simple, okay? So this is to share with you.